As the mammoth flood emergency operation shifts focus to resupplying communities, a fourth person has died in the floodwaters. The body of the man in his 70s has been found near Coffs-harbour. Another man who was listed as missing has just been found alive and well. There are still dozens of emergency warnings, and now they include South West Sydney. The weather system that battered the Hunter and Central Coast continues to move south. The Premier, Chris Minns, says volunteers have saved hundreds of lives. Reporter Fiona Willan begins our coverage.
The view from the sky shows the scale of the flooding, but it doesn't capture the pain on the ground. In Taree, Susie Stone fled her massage parlour as the water rapidly rose around her.
And water come really quick. Bang the door, come really fast.
Fearing for her colleague as they escaped.
Yeah, she nearly died, because she can't swim.
The Premier had hoped to visit today, but his flight was turned back due to wild weather. Anthony Albanese diverted to the Hunter region after police delivered more bad news.
Sadly, overnight, we have lost another life from this flood event.
A man in his 70s was found dead near Coffs-harbour. It's believed he drove into floodwaters and was swept off the causeway.
Tragically, we have seen 4 people lose their lives, 3 of which are associated with driving through floodwaters.
The Prime Minister came to Maitland with a message to the many affected communities.
We're here to basically say very clearly and explicitly, you are not alone.
The state and federal governments announced new financial help for those forced to evacuate.
Personal hardship assistance grants of $180 per individual or $900 per family. It's not today, but I wanted to announce that funding is on the way.
The Prime Minister says the federal assistance for flood-hit workers will roll out from Monday. Those who can show they've suffered a loss of income as a result of this event will be eligible for disaster recovery payments for up to 13 weeks. Across the region, there have been too many close calls to count. And the wild weather has also left some dangerous souvenirs. On Newcastle Harbour, ferries have been dodging tons of debris. But rescue efforts are now turning to resupplying isolated communities. Danielle Ward hitched a ride with the SES to pick up groceries for her family in Hinton.
We've got our eggs, milk and, standard essentials. And as I said, banana muffins for the neighbours' cows.
With the township now an island, this is how she'll do the shopping for now. Fiona Willan, ABC News, Maitland.
Farmers are also suffering through the disaster. In cattle country, many have had their herds wiped out. And for livestock that has survived, farmers are now worried about how to feed them.
As you can see, there's a bit of depth here now. It's actually dropped a fair bit, which is good for us.
Kevin Wisemantle and his friend Gavin have traded their tractors for boats on freshly formed sea 2 metres above road level.
Yeah, well, this is normally nice green country here. This is pretty good prime cattle country.
They've been transporting supplies to stranded livestock.
So this mound of dirt over here, you can see the top on. That's 4 metres high, that mound.
His 8 heifers have managed to hold on, despite the devastation around them.
About 1 kilometre, and then we'll come to my house around the corner here. So this was all brand new fences over there, now they're all gone. That's another cost for us now.
It's a familiar story across the region. For many farmers, the losses will be huge.
I've had oyster farmers have lost like $1 million worth of oyster stock, basically. So that is their entire production gone for the year. Beef and dairy, we've got issues with basically stock not being able to be moved to high enough ground.
I spoke to one local resident that had just come out and he said it was like Armageddon down there.
Dairy farmer Doug Johnston lived through the devastating floods of 2021. He says the latest round of damage to infrastructure and machinery is even worse.
We're looking at unprecedented times that we've never been through before with these so severe conditions. There's going to be enormous cost in trying to rebuild our infrastructure.
Like many in the region, livestock feed has been so badly depleted, the cattle will have to be relocated, and this time they may never return.
I've just about reached the end of the line and it just becomes the point where you just got to walk away.
Walk, that is, if you can.
Say you can, I'll be back next week.
Victoria Pengilly, ABC News, Fredericton.